Hello to my channel Chinese Star. Today we will bring you the following hot and exciting news.
The Legend of the Condor Heroes creates a new history of Chinese films. Pre-sales exceeded 200 million in just 5 days. The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero pre-sales exceeded 200 million in just 5 days, setting a new record for Chinese films and sparking heated discussions among netizens. The film achieved success with its own charm and the help of fans, and Xiao Zhan's fans were praised for their behavior. The film combines war and martial arts, and is directed by Sui Hark, which arouses expectations. As the end of the year approaches, all film and television movies are rushing forward, and the films in the Spring Festival are more and more anticipated. For example, the fourth part of the Detective Chinatown series and the second part of The Legend of the Gods have announced their release dates one after another. However, unexpectedly, among many films, The Legend of the Condor Heroes starring Xiao Zhan stood out, with a pre-sale of an astonishing 200 million in just 5 days, which amazed many netizens, opening a new chapter in the development of Chinese films. On the evening of January 23, the pre-sale box office of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, successfully crossed the 200 million mark. Behind this achievement, what is even more amazing is the speed at which it broke the record. From the moment the pre-sale started, it took only 4 days and 13 hours to successfully cross the threshold of 200 million box office. Recalling that the previous record holder in film history took 5 days and 10 hours to reach the same pre-sale box office amount. In comparison, the time of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, was almost a whole day earlier, which also ushered in a new era for Chinese films. Such data comparisons very intuitively show the strong appeal of the film in the market. Generally speaking, if a movie wants to obtain a high pre-sale box office, it often has to have a high proportion of screenings to provide support. During the pre-sale period, the previous record holder had a screening ratio of up to 43%, and a large number of screenings were arranged in many prime time periods, which gave it a unique advantage in terms of box office growth. However, the pre-sale situation of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, is quite different. With a screening ratio of only 17%, it has made a way out. The low proportion of the film's screenings indicates that it has relatively few exposure opportunities in theaters. However, the film relied on its own unique charm and the strong support from fans to break through layers of obstacles and achieve rapid box office growth. In fact, when the film was first officially announced, no one was optimistic about it. There have been complaints about Xiao Zhan's role as Guo Jing on the internet. In the public's inherent impression, Guo Jing is always a tough guy, which does not match Xiao Zhan, a popular star. Xiao Zhan has always had a poor reputation among passers-by in recent years, and has always been slandered. Many people hate him, so the public always thinks that this movie is undoubtedly a typical fan movie. After Xiao Zhan became popular overnight with The Untamed, his acting career has been booming, and he has quickly become a top traffic star that everyone is paying attention to. However, what followed was an uninterrupted controversy of being slandered. The 227 incident that broke out in 2020 was the key cause of Xiao Zhan slander. At that time, a fanfiction foiling circulated on the internet set Xiao Zhan's image as a hairdresser with gender identity disorder, which made some of Xiao Zhan's fans dissatisfied. So there were organized complaints and reports, which caused the author of foiling to abandon his account. The article was removed, the fan creation platform AO3 was banned, the domestic fan community Lofter was also attacked, a large number of creators were reported, and Bilibili was also affected. What's more serious is that the readers of foiling were subjected to human flesh searches, and fans even asked the school to punish the readers. This series of radical actions aroused strong dissatisfaction among many netizens in the fan circle, two-dimensional enthusiasts, etc. Afterwards, they boycotted Xiao Zhan and his fans one after another, which pushed Xiao Zhan to the top of the wave of public opinion and became a public enemy of the internet, and he was deeply trapped in the quagmire of public opinion for a long time. To be honest, the influence of Xiao Zhan's fans is indeed not to be underestimated. When the pre-sale of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, just started, Xiao Zhan's fans, the little Fixia, took action immediately and used various ticket purchasing platforms to buy movie tickets. What's more interesting is that in order to give passers-by a better viewing experience, Xiao Zhan's fans chose corner seats when buying tickets, while the golden seats in the middle with the best vision and viewing experience are mostly still empty, waiting for ordinary audiences to place orders. For example, in some popular sessions, the two sides of the first row of the theater, The corners of the last row and the edge positions were quickly occupied by Zhan's fans. They know very well that for many ordinary audiences, when choosing a viewing position, they usually prefer the golden location in the middle, because the viewing angle and auditory experience there are the best. Many passers-by noticed this situation when buying tickets, and they all shared their surprise and touch on social media. Some people said, "This is the first time I have met such a warm-hearted group of fans. Because of their actions, I have a better impression of Zhan." Others said, "I was not interested in this movie at first, but after seeing the fans' actions, I decided to support them." These feedbacks from passers-by have further expanded the positive influence of the film and made more people pay attention to the legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero. The success of the legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero during the pre-sale period not only demonstrates the quality and appeal of the film, but also strongly proves that Zhan's fans have a strong influence. However, fans may not be the only ones who go to the movies. Many people also go for Zhan's martial arts novels. After all, the legend of the Condor Heroes is quite popular. In the trailer, classic martial arts moves such as 18 palms of the dragon subduing, toad kung fu, dog beating stick method and one yang finger made a stunning appearance. When Guo Jing slapped his palm, the palm wind seemed to carry the momentum of thunder and lightning. Wu Yangfang's movements were like a venomous snake coming out of a cave. The moves of both sides collided with each other, which was extremely fierce, making the movie more interesting. The epic war scenes were shot with real people. It took more than 2 months for 5,000 or 6,000 people to shoot on the prairie. It was a battle between two armies with real swords and guns. The fierce fighting on the battlefield was as shocking as the war scenes in The Lord of the Rings. Tony Leung Ka-fei played the Western poison Wu Yangfang in the film, and his sinister eyes were creepy. Hu Jun played Huang Higan and returned to the Beggars sect. Master Yidong, played by Wu Xingguo, seemed to be shining with Buddha's light. Xiao Fan's special participation added drama to the film. Director Sui Hark combined war films and martial arts films, and incorporated modern elements under the premise of following the original work. Whether it was the presentation of martial arts moves and special effects or the meticulous carving of the plot, they all showed innovation, which not only retained the essence of the original work, but also met the aesthetic standards of modern audiences. There is a master in the field of martial arts films named Sui Hark, who has directed many classics such as New Dragon and Swordsman. Sui Hark has a profound understanding of the martial arts genre and is unique in his camera language and aesthetic expression, able to lead the audience into a unique world of rivers and lakes. After the 6 domestic new films scheduled to be released during the Spring Festival this year officially opened the box office pre-sale, they also caused a frenzy among domestic audiences to rush for tickets. In just a few hours, the total pre-sale box office exceeded 100 million yuan, and in just a few days, it exceeded 460 million yuan, breaking the highest pre-sale box office record in Chinese film history. The reason why this year's Spring Festival was able to create such a considerable pre-sale box office performance in a very short time is mainly due to the Zhan martial arts film The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, directed by Sui Hark and starring Zhan. The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero is the only martial arts film in this year's Spring Festival, and it is also the first martial arts film confirmed to be released during the Spring Festival. From the beginning of filming to the official release date, the film has always received collective attention and expectations from domestic audiences. After all, it is adapted from Zhan's classic martial arts novels, and it is also directed by Sui Hark, China's most prestigious martial arts director, in person. In addition, the first starring role of the film is the most famous top traffic star in the current domestic market. In this way, it is not surprising that The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, can be far ahead of other movies in terms of pre-sale box office. According to domestic movie platforms, the total pre-sale box office of the film has reached 208 million yuan, which has successfully defeated Hot and Spicy, Crazy Alien and Speeding Life 2, temporarily ranking 11th on the Chinese pre-sale box office list. Hot and Spicy is the annual box office champion in 2024. Before the film was officially released, it created a pre-sale box office of 202 million yuan. Speeding Life 2 is the third place in the annual box office in 2024, and its pre-sale box office is 208 million yuan. There are still 4 days before the official arrival of the 2025 Spring Festival, which means that the total pre-sale box office of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, will have a big breakthrough, and it may exceed 400 million yuan. The pre-sale box office performance of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, The Greatest Hero is indeed very strong, but it is still very difficult for it to successfully top the Chinese pre-sale box office list. Currently, the movie with the highest pre-sale box office in China is Detective Chinatown 3 directed by Chen Sichen. The total pre-sale box office of the film before its release exceeded 1 billion yuan, which is almost equivalent to the cumulative total box office performance of a big-budget film.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to our support channel.